what would be the explanation if they are not lying? You will certainly hear some people that are eating a carnivore diet, not paleo, but full on carnivore, have switched over from an entirely plant-based diet and didn't, quote, feel well and have, completely turned around. I'm not saying their health. I've never even heard them say that, but they're saying how they feel. What are the mechanisms that would be going on would they just not eating a truly whole food plant-based diet, or do they not wait long enough to really get through the mass amounts of fiber that you do have to adjust to only over maybe 21 days or something? I don't think it's a really long process, but what is that? Why is that possibility?
They have psyched themselves into thinking that they're doing better. I mean, it's like
mental trickery that right. They just are saying.
It absolutely is. I mean, honestly, you follow those people and they will eventually be sick as dogs. I mean, look.
But how do we explain people in the Eskimos and people in the north then who don't eat a lot of vegetables and things? Do they get sick as dogs and we just don't know?
Actually, if you look at the original literature on the Inuit people who ate a traditional Inuit diet,
I said Eskimos, didn't I? That also is
no. Eskimos, Inuit are interchangeable terms, but the literature on people who ate those traditional diets, they did not live very long. And so
and the other thing that we've got to bring up that nobody ever does is the fact of how much the Inuits move. They move from the second they wake up until the second they go to bed, because their whole day is mostly about finding food, right? We sit, we don't move like that in this society. So, they could potentially get away with a little whale blubber, not clogging their arteries because they are moving 90% of their waking moments, which is not the case in North America.
But again, they all were dying from hemorrhagic strokes. So I mean, again, that they did not live very long, and they all lost their teeth by their 40s. They did not. That was not a diet that correlated with long life. It was long enough for them to reproduce. Produce the next generation, because human beings become fertile by our early teens, but it did not correlate with maximum lifespan. And sure, if somebody wants to live, reproduce, and die by 42, if that's all that matters to you, you can live that way. I personally want to live a lot longer, and I want to be a lot healthier.
There aren't an extensive amount of choices when it's never gets above 20 degrees in terms of fresh fruits and vegetables. Right.